Hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at the CORv Handguard from Cloud Defensive. Let's get right into the first 30-second breakdown. This is where in the first 30 seconds, give or take, I give you guys my exact thoughts on the product before getting into the full review. You guys can stick around for the full review, or you can just stop watching because you have the ideas of what I have. So with this, I think this is a very purpose-built, purpose-driven handguard. If you're not getting it for the purpose that it's built for, because it's got this cutout for your light setups or your IRs, then I think it's kind of silly to get because there's really no reason to have it. But for the purpose of using it for a light and everything, I think it's a great handguard. It's a good price. It keeps everything really low and down to your handguard, so it's not sticking up or protruding up like a lot of the other ones, so it's really flush fit right there. So I really like that, and I think for what it is, and if you're gonna use it for its exact and intended purpose, I think you can't go wrong, and I think it's probably one of the best handguards out there for this purpose, just because it keeps everything a lot closer, a lot tighter, and it keeps everything a lot cleaner. So in my mind, I really like it. I've really enjoyed using it. I think it's a really clean setup, and I think it's a really durable setup as well. So I'm really happy with it, and I think it's a really good handguard. So let's get into my relationship with Cloud Defensive. They've sent me multiple things, and I've bought multiple things from them. I support their company. I think they're a really good company. I think they're an innovative company. I think they come out with a lot of new things that are usually, for the most part, really useful. I don't think they've ever came up with anything that's kind of like, oh, they just made that just try to make money. All of it, there's a lot of thought process put into it, like the Cloud Defensive OWL I have on this one, their handguards, their LCS, and I know they're going to be coming out with more things in the future that are really good. So them as a company has been great. I enjoy working for them. They did send me the CORv2 and the V1 handguard along with a couple LCSs and the OWL. I have purchased some of the things from them as well. So that is my relationship with them. So there's two versions. For those of you that don't know, I'm going to go ahead and remove this. This is not locked in there. That's why it kind of probably looks a little bit goofy. So we'll remove that. You've got the V1 here, which you've got the cutout here up front. Now what that's made for is mainly for your OWLs and your Surefires, or maybe your IRs. And then you've got your V2, which has the cutout here in the middle. And that's meant for more of your ProTacs, Surefire, or Streamlights. But you can put your Surefires and your OWLs on this one as well. It's just a little bit more set back, so it makes more sense to put them on your V1. So that's the difference between the two. They're exact same handguard, exact same locking setup, exact same like thickness and design. It's just the fact that the cutout is either closer or further. So that is what you're looking at difference-wise. Durability-wise, I've put 3,000 rounds through this handguard alone, and as you guys know, I'm not super nice to my handguards, or my handguards specifically, I'm not nice to. I'm not very nice to my guns. I always like to go out, I like to test them and use them. I don't want to go out there and pamper everything. I want to run them for you guys to know where their braking limits are, if there is a braking limit, and how well it does. It's a handguard, so I mean, I think most handguards in general are durable. I mean, so other than what I've done to it, laying it down, putting it in sand, dirt, chucking the thing in the back of the truck, I mean, the normal wear and tear that I use on it hasn't done anything wrong. There's no scratches, there's no dings, dents, cracks, anything like that. It's held up well, so it has been a good handguard for me. The locking mechanism to set this up is the BCM. A lot of people like that because it's a very sturdy setup. I like it and don't like it. I like it for the fact that some of them are really easy to put on. Like this one, the V1, this is the first BCM locking setup that I've been able to literally just slide on. As you can see, I slid it off, and then I can just slide it on. That's the first one I've ever been able to do that to. All the other ones that I've had, I have to take a mallet to actually get the thing on. This one I had to take a mallet. It took forever. I thought I was gonna break the handguard or the upper or the mallet trying to get it on. Trying to get this off would be the same way. I'd have to use a mallet, probably bang it against the hand stop here, trying to get it off. So the BCM hands, or the locking mechanism, is really good, really secure. It works well. It's just sometimes very annoying to get off and on. So this one was annoying, this one was not. I think it's really a hit or miss from what I've seen from other guys as well, that it's kind of depending on which one you get. I have a couple other BCM locking ones, and all of them have been tight. This has actually luckily been the first one. I had my mallet and everything ready, and it went on really easily, so it made me happy. So good locking mechanism, though. I'm not gonna dock it for the fact that it's too tight to put on, because I'd rather it be too tight than really wobbly like some handguards that you lock up. It doesn't lock up well. These, once you put them on, you're pretty much secure that it's not coming off. So that's a good thing. You're looking at about $150 on price for this. If you get with the FDE one, it's going to be a little bit more expensive. For what you're getting and the purpose-built handguard, I think that it's a good price. I don't think it's overly expensive. I think the durability and the fact that it has a trusted locking mechanism and everything. I'm going to show you guys a close-up here of the thickness. It's a very thick handguard. I think you're gonna be, the price range is about right where it should be. So I'm happy with that. You've got spots here for your sling points. You have them up here, up front, either side as well. So that's always nice to have integrated in those. And then your length. As you can see here, this butts up right against the end of your barrel, and I love that. This is a cam lock from Bootleg. You've got a little bit of a gap there, and I absolutely love how long this barrel or handguard is because it really tucks that barrel in. This one has a little bit more tuck because it's a longer barrel. That's a 10.5-inch. This is a 10.3. So it sticks out just a little bit more. But I love on short barrel rifles like this how flush that is with the handguard. I don't like the barrel sticking out a ton because I want to get as much handguard real estate as possible. There's no point in having your handguard cut off here because now you just lost space. Now I want to go into kind of a thought. It's not a downfall, it's not a con, it's something that I noticed that I definitely want to point out to people, so if they have an issue with it, they kind of know how to fix it. So with the V2, you've got your LCS here, and with the lights I set up, I always like to run these angled mounts so your light is closer to your rail. I usually run impact weapon components, Haley Strategic, Thorntails, and I really like those. Now what I found when I ran this setup is I could not run my angled mount on this because the LCS was so much lower. It was running against my light. That is something that I found that I was like, oh no, that's not good, because I had no other solution for it. And I hate having my light sticking out so far. And what I had to do is I had to put my impact weapon components mount so far up on the rail that my flashlight was sticking out to about here. And to me, it just looked goofy. I didn't like it. And I was pretty unsatisfied with that. But what I ended up using, here's a Haley Strategic Thorntail 6. This is actually a new product they just released. It's got a bunch of different locations you can mount your flashlight, and it's actually really cool. You can mount some other things, but really good for IR setups because you can mount your flashlight exactly where you need to. So definitely, if you guys are looking for this and using that LCS and it's too flush and it doesn't mount up properly, look at the Thorntail 6 from Impact Weapon Components, and I think you'll be really happy with it because it works so well. And as you can see, my flashlight is very close to my handguard, about as close as it can get, and that makes me really happy. So something just to note, like I said, not a con, just something to note in there. When you're running this, it's going to kind of get in the way of certain light mounts because of the fact that that is lower now, and that's kind of impeding the side of your rail. So like I said, something to think about. Hopefully that helps somebody if you're having that issue. It was frustrating for me because I hated having my light so far out, because you gain the benefit of having a smaller rail and everything because everything is a lot closer and shorter because of that cutout, and then you have to throw your flashlight either really far out or out to the side. So that is a fix. I'm sure there's other mounts out there that fix it, but this is the one that I found. The Thorntail 6 has done really good. Now I'll show you guys a quick clip of me installing this handguard and everything. It's super simple, really easy process. Your barrel nut is really low profile, so you don't have to worry about sitting there timing it for your gas system, which is so annoying in my mind. So low profile that, and then your BCM lockup is like I said, as long as you get a loose one and don't have to use a mallet. And even if you do use a mallet, you just have to have some patience and not have to smash the handguard because you're angry. So either use some patience or hopefully you just get a loose one. Maybe a little bit of lube will help as well. So would I recommend this and would I purchase this with my own money? Yeah, absolutely, I would recommend it as long as you're doing it for a purpose. If you're using this purpose-built setup, you're using a light LCS, OWL or an IR, I think it's a really good setup, and I think it has a lot of benefits. And what I purchased with my own money? Absolutely. I really like what Cloud Defensive is doing. I like the things that they're coming out with. I like how they're not just pushing product out just to do it. They're making sure they're doing it right before they push them out. And I think they're a good group of guys. So I think that I definitely would purchase this with my own money. And if I ever build another one and I'm looking for a certain setup, I will purchase one as well. If you guys are interested in getting your own handguard or an LCS or the OWL, definitely go check out Cloud Defensive and pick one up for yourself. I'm actually currently testing the OWL. It's been a really good light so far. I'm still trying to get it to die, the battery to run down so I can see how long the battery life is. I want to charge it and then rerun it down before I do any kind of review. But so far so good. It's been a good light and it is very durable, as I'm sure you guys have seen from other videos from other guys. So if you guys want to help out my page, down below there's a link to my website. From there you can go to other websites like Brownells, Aero Precision, Palmetto State Armory. Anything you purchase from there gives me a small kickback, and it just helps me out, basically pay for camera equipment, ammo, and different gun supplies to help get you guys good reviews. It's not a big kickback, but it's just enough to be able to help a little bit. So if you guys do that, I appreciate it. If not, it's not a big deal. I just appreciate you guys liking, comment, sharing, and subscribing. It helps me out a lot. Real quick, I wanted to give you guys an update on some things. I always do daily updates and daily posts on my Instagram, so if you guys aren't following there, definitely check that out if you're a little more interested on the daily of what goes on testing. I always update people on what's going on with products. It's kind of hard here on YouTube. I'm not really super versed on this platform yet, so I'm trying to get a little more used to it. But if you guys really are interested in that daily updates, always seeing what new products I'm getting, what things I'm testing that day, what I'm doing at the range, you guys can follow me there. I'm always posting on my story and on the page itself, so you guys can see a lot more information there, just if you guys want a little bit more information. Also, as you guys can tell, I'm growing my hair out and getting kind of long now, so I'm using this Locks hair product. I'm trying it out, and I like it so far. It's pretty cool. I'm used to that faux hawk style haircut, so now I'm trying to grow it out here and doing different things with it. So I'm going to my haircut lady soon and have her do something because I have no clue what I'm doing, so I'm just slicking it back. But using that, liking it so far, and really liking this build. So this is the Zeus 2. This is the 2019 build. This is currently being built as the Zeus 3. So this is going to take over this one. This is going to be the predecessor. So you're going to be getting some kind of new optic here soon. I'm probably going to look at maybe an aim point. Don't quote me on that, just because the price on those are really insane, and it's expensive for me to do all the ammo. So I'd rather purchase $800 worth of ammo than an optic at this point. But I'm really wanting to get one. So I might go aim point with this. I need some backup sights. Let me know what you guys think. And then I'm probably going to go with some kind of different hand stop or fore end. I just threw this one on because I had it down there and I needed something real quick to go down and sight this in. So far so good. It's been a good build. I'm excited to continue testing that. And like I said, if you guys want to, check out the Instagram, and I appreciate it, guys. Thank you very much.